honestly feel like communication is one of the best things that you should have in a relationship, especially when you're trying to understand your partner in a way. Because at least now I know how you type. When you're typing a certain way, it's easier for me to pick up that, hey, type of thing. So it you get what I'm saying. So I think it also is important to know and understand a person, and the only way you can do that is through communicating, but also being very vocal about your feelings, about a situation that you're not happy about. Don't just be like, okay, she's gonna not do it anymore, he's not gonna do it anymore, and you just let it slide. Because that builds up and then shoot
When
up.
it's time to throw hands, bro. When it's
Square
time
up.
to throw hands.
Then it's time to
Then
square up.
might just run your fade. Uh, listen, man. Open communication is very important. Hence, it's number one.
Yeah.
Most relationships fail because they do not communicate with each other. One thing that I take pride in. I share how I feel.
Always.
I share how I
He'll
feel.
bring you a file.
Okay, well, we bring files.
That's good things though.
Hell yeah.
Good things, yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, guys. Communication is very important.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I'm very vocal about, well, she makes the environment for me to communicate well.
You was about to say
Very
vocal
easy.
ago.
No way.
Yeah, that's not it.
You into Sterling. I don't know what's going on with you right now.
Whoa, and there's a sure.
Sterling.
You always throw that in my face. This guy.
Listen,
Being very vocal and communication.
Communication. Okay, communication. Gotta get these jokes in. Okay?
Not too many. Yo, that's very English.
See, Sterling. Let me not say anymore, man. Communication, guys. It's very important to discuss how you feel.
Yeah,
whether happy,
definitely.
sad, um,
Grumpy,
grumpy,
hungry,
hungry,
annoyed.
whatever you're feeling, you gotta lay it out on the table because your partner has to know how they interact with you based on how you feel.
Yeah.
I can't come to my partner all excited if she's not in a good mood. I have to like.
But I also
shut
need
down
to
for a sec.
acknowledge you that I'm not in a good mood, where it be by I don't feel like watching a movie or whatever, which is never the case. Because but luckily for me, with Aya can sense my hey, 5'2", and he will tell you, man, just take time to yourself and whatever. So it's kind of easier for me to be able to communicate that with you because you're so open and you're so loving about it, not just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Girl, you know what I mean? So
What's our keyword again for when you?
what is it again? Oh, I told you yesterday.
You told me on Sunday after church. I forgot it. I haven't used it.
What was the keyword again? Frozen.
Frozen. Yes. I don't know why. Such a weird name, but
Okay,
yeah.
the background story to why we call it Frozen is if something is not serious, we just say let it go. So now we're not gonna say that, so we're just gonna say Frozen.
Yeah. That's when she's busy venting and
you'll just
you
be
can
like
see
Frozen.
her emotions are running high.
And you'll be like,
I'll be like Frozen.
Frozen.
But I normally just do this.
Yeah, you definitely do that.
I just rub her on the shoulder on her
Then
back,
I know
and
about it.
then
Okay.
she knows. Okay, she needs to tone it down.
Put a lid on it.
Listen, man, venting is very important. Like, as the Bible likes to say, be angry, but do not sin.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So sometimes we forget to draw the line when we're angry, and we just explode. You know, and we let it like ruin other things.
Let it all
Because
out.
at the end of the day, like if anger is not cared for, it's like a domino effect. It will knock over the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So it all comes down. Okay, so it's very important to be vocal with your partner. And the most beautiful thing, about being in a communication relationship for instance, I'm gonna let our
Could be files in York,
our
bro.
laundry out there.
Yo, laundry day.
We tease each other
A lot.
We throw shade at each
Yo,
other.
bro, we should own
like
trees by now. That's how much shade we have.
Serious shade. But then this one day,
Oh no, you shaded it out.
I offended her in a real
Yeah,
way.
you got too personal. Yo,
To the point where she cried.
I cried, guys,
And
and I'm cool weak, but that
now
day,
she's not. Now she's not.
I don't know.
But it caught me by surprise. And the only thing that you
And you're laughing about it now. It's funny now when you think about it, but it was deep.
I'm
then.
over it now. But back then, I was terrified.
I think
yeah.
maybe it hit home because like how you laid it out. I was just like, this guy's not joking anymore. They didn't like, hey, press and come by.
No.
Johnny.
I was joking, guys.
That's what you thought.
I was joking.
That's what
I was joking. Like, come on.
I know you were joking, but at that point, I think my feelings just were like, whoo.
Yeah.
I was just a girl there.
We had a fail of communication there.
Yeah.
Because she tried to tell me, like to cut it out, but then the way she told me, I thought she's still in character.
I know.
So no,
Let's
like
act
no, man, like I mean, like in the character vibe, joke vibe. So I thought that we were still on that steez, and I'm just carrying on.
Yeah, dude.
Listen, I was on a roll.
I went hard. Hard.
And then
hitting them all up the park.
And then like it really got to her. When it became clear when she started crying. Okay, she was serious, but she really doesn't like me saying this. And then that's when I was like, okay, nah, I need to stop. For a while, I couldn't joke with her. Really.
Yeah, you were very like tiptoeing eggshells.
It was a shock for me.
Obviously, it was a shock.
I honestly thought like she could take anything.
Bro, now
because I've been throwing some serious shade, and she took everything. From day one.
But that shade,
day one. But yeah.
What was your punishment? It was very.
Yes, men do apologize. Not for happy wife, happy life, no. Because I acknowledged I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And the content of the joke was, okay, it was unchristian.
It was very unchristian.
It was unchristian. But I made the joke, and then,
I think at that moment I was like, wait, this is not I
was in the zone. But I did apologize, and I acknowledge I was wrong. Since then, like now, I'm more aware of the content of my humor.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't, because I knew that she could take anything I threw at her. But now I'm more observant of her feelings regarding jokes.
Yeah. Ooh, that's point two.
Point two.
Point two, right?
Oh, while we're still on the point of, before we get to point two, for instance, if you want to be in a serious relationship, be vocal about everything. Like lay everything down. How many kids you want to have, if you want to have kids.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who get married and only decide then to have the children conversation, and then the partner's like, I don't want to have kids. No, you need to be vocal from the beginning of the relationship. Yeah. How many kids you want, if you want any, and where you want to live.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say where you want to have the kid. And I'm like, wait, what?
Because those are a lot of deal breakers, and the conversation about the opposite sex, those are very important too, because
what conversation about the opposite sex?
Like for instance, being friends with the opposite sex.
Oh, okay.
That tends to ruffle feathers in a relationship. So
it's easy.
It is important to know where your partner stands, what they're comfortable with, and what they're not comfortable with.
But also at the same time, I think with that, your partner shouldn't be selfish. When I mean selfish, I mean like, say for example, if you have a female best friend that you guys have known each other ever since you're like 5 and 6.
I do have those.
And then and I'm on some, I don't want you guys to be friends anymore. type of thing.
Nah, that's selfish.
Yeah, well, that's selfish because like we could easily break up and I'll be gone and you have lost someone who has been so dear to you that you didn't even see in that light. But because now I come with my insecurities, now all of a sudden it's like
No, but your insecurities are, it's not like they're invalid, but there's a form of grace that needs to be shown on both ends. Because, for instance, if we friends with people of the opposite sex, it is our duty to have the barrier,
the boundaries.
the boundaries, the barrier, man. Because at the end of the day, like, you can't be too friendly.
Yeah, true.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put myself out there. Okay, this is what I mean. Like, there's some female friends that.
Oh, stop it! Abaya.
No,
Stop
no,
it.
those are the
Abaya.
flirting ones. No, but I mean my sisters. I'm talking about my sisters.
I will stop it.
Like for instance, my neighbor, right? She's
Yeah.
like married, and if she found me in here watching a movie or whatever, and she came to visit, she hop on. Okay, not on me, but next to me, and
Who is she? I'm
we-
just kidding.
and we'll cuddle, watch a movie, whatever. No,
Yeah?
no, whoa.
Whoa!
Calm down. See,
Cut.
communication. Not cuddle as in like, no. As in like chill together, like,
like you're not
watch a
really
movie. No, not at a distance. Like
no
this way.
social distancing. Just
No social distance.
Okay.
Like so. Yeah, and we watch a movie.
Yeah.
You know, but once I'm in a relationship, there has to be like that gap because you're not aware of her yet. Only once you guys are comfortable with each other can I be that friendly again. Because then only then you will understand. Okay,
the type of
this
relationship
person
you guys have.
is harmless. Yeah.
Cool. Makes sense.
Unless your partner knows that.
But I don't understand why a married woman is cuddling, but it's fine.
No, we're not cuddling.
I know. I'm rattling your cage, trying to explain, get yourself out of the situation, type of thing.
You have to make sure.
You have to make sure, bro.
So it's important, like, to set boundaries by yourself.
Yeah.
And then only once your partner is comfortable with that person and know that that person has no malice towards your guys' relationship and they actually want the best for y'all. Like, for instance, her husband, he's very, like, old school.
Yeah.
Like, old school. There's a lot of stuff he doesn't like doing. You know, so sometimes she does stuff with me. And her husband's cool with it because he knows, like, bro,
It's just about
like,
orange.
like her whole family knows. Actually, they come to our wedding. Like we practically brother and sister, so he knows that we don't look each other that way, so it's all good.
Right.
But the same thing I have to do now is have Evelyn and her
In the same.
in the same room, and they get to know each other. And Evelyn can be like, "Oh,
So now I'm thinking
that's my
condition.
sister." Yeah, y'all. Oh. Not you. Definitely not you. She's not the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem.
Wow,
You're the problem.
I get you, bro. I get you.
Yeah, you're very questionable.
Very good. I will. I mean, it's fine. It's all good.
Moving on.
Moving on.